Shinobi, once again at playing Katawa Shoujo. I know it's been a while. I had some stuff come up and hopefully that won't interfere with my videos anymore. But I'm sorry for being away for so long. Anyway, last time we went to the festival with Lily and we had a nice cutscene animation and we're getting onto the Lily route. So let's load up and get started. I woke up to the annoying din of my alarm. Its bright red numerals lighting up my face. I forgot to move my mic. The same alarm I had at home. The one of the few remaining artifacts from my days before coming to Yamaku. I hoped that using it would help me ease my tension into my new life. No such luck, though. Groggily dragging myself out of bed, I wiped the sleep out of my eyes and reached over to my desk. I opened a couple of bottles of medication strewn across it and swallowed a few dry pills. By now, the process is starting to become automatic, something I should be glad for, given their purpose. Feeling much more awake than before, I wander into the bathroom. While I shower warms up, my mind begins to wander as my new daily routine begins once again. The brim lights of the fireworks fill my mind, as do the two girls whom I spent time with watching them. It feels strange to be moved by such much by the people I know so little about. Then again, I suppose these are normal circumstances. At least I have someone to talk to now, aside from my schoolmates next door. With the time left before school begins today waning, I begin to get ready for class. Walking to the door into the classroom, I notice that I'm still somewhat early. I see about 5 or 6 students milling around, most of them looking as if they'd rather be still in bed. It's times like this that I appreciate being a morning person. That said, 2 students in particular seem to just perk up as always. Hi Shizune, hi Misha. I suddenly realized that my greeting would be lost on the former, so I quickly followed up with a wave. She doesn't seem overly bothered. Or interested, for that matter. ... Hello, Hichan! Are you feeling well? I can only assume her greeting comes from Shizune. It's hard to tell if she's speaking as herself or Shizune sometimes. Better than most everyone else, I guess. You two seem bright and chipper. Misha signs something back to Shizune, electing a somewhat terse answer, if her sharp and rapid arm movements are any indication. Considering these two made such a big deal out of the festival preparations, I probably should have chose my words more carefully. ... Since you're a new student, we've been cutting you some slack. Please don't expect this kind of task dodging to be allowed in the future. Misha looks as if she's about to add her own comment, but soon quickly goes back to interpreting as Shizune continues unabating. While your contribution to Class 3 stall is appreciated. Huh? Words sure got around quickly. That or these two have their fingers on the pulse of the school. We would prefer your efforts to be focused on the task at hand, namely your own class. As much as I hate to admit it, they do have a point. Before I can respond though, Shizune adds something more, which draws a simple smile from Misha. ... Did you enjoy the festival then? Lecture over, I guess. Yeah, it was good. Did you two enjoy it? Shizune gives a short nod as Misha grins and bounces her head up and down. The contrast, side by side, is amusing. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed more students starting to trickle into the classroom. A quick glance at my watch confirms that they are a few minutes late. I look over to Hanako, seated, and realize that she's already there and contently reading a book. It makes me wonder just how long she's been there without me noticing. With heavy footsteps coming up the hallway, signaling Muto's arrival, our idle talking comes to an end and I take my seat next to Misha. As the door opens, he strides through with a pompous gait. His posture is even worse than usual. His eyes are barely staying open. I guess quips to Lily and Hanako about the staff was misplaced. Everyone opens their book as he reaches his desk, and the first class of the new week begins. I rub my eyes at the lunch bell, glad for the temporary reprieve from work. I entirely unsurprised when I look ever to the door and see Lily standing there, cane in hand, patiently waiting for Hanako. Considering her appearance of my request to join them yesterday, I decided to spend my lunchtime with them rather than eat alone. Hanako moves surprisingly fast to meet her companion, and the two enter the hallway before I can catch up. Lily's head turns slightly, registering the sound of footsteps behind her. As Hanako notices and follows her lead, she almost jumps in surprise. Hello? Sorry if I startled you. Lily turns to greet me and held in her orientation by Hanako. What was my voice for Lily? Good. Good afternoon. Are you joining us? Something like that. If it's no trouble, that would not much. There's not much else to do, really. Lily gives a small nod, as if to silently brush away any idea that it would be troubling in the least. We descend our set of stairs and walk down the hallway to our usual room, our place somewhat quicker than usual thanks to Lily using Hanako for directions, rather than her cane or the railing. As expected, it's deserted. The sounds of the other clubs can be barely be heard as the sunlight streams into the room from outside. Looking around the room, I notice a couple of empty easels propped up against the wall that I don't think were there before. The art club must have used this room as an extra storage. Should I get the chess set out? Hanako's voice seems less tense than usual. She's directly addressing Lily. Yes, I'll make tea while you sort the pieces. I can do that for you if you'd like. She ponders the offer for a moment before smiling, confirming that I made the right choice. Her face is remarkably easy to read. Very well, thank you. She slides her retractable cane into the handle of her bag and sets it against one of the table legs before taking a seat opposite of Hanako. As I prepare tea for the three of us, I can hear a small wooden pieces being set on the board. I wonder how good Lily is at chess, given her circumstances. By the time I place the steaming teacups on the table, Lily and Hanako have already moved their first pieces as they nibble on sandwiches and rice balls from their respectable bags. I note that the chessboard they were using has holes in the middle of each square and pegs on the bottom of the pieces, and each dark square slightly raised. Watching Lily's fingers skating over the board, tracing out the positions of the pieces, makes me marvel at the simple integrity of the design. It must be specifically made for blind players. Here you go. Hanako gives a small nod as I put down the teacup next to her side of the board. Lily's hand ventures sideways slightly, so I gently place the cup touching the tip of her fingers as a gesture. She seems to be appreciative. I finally take a seat and silently sip my tea as the two play. Their contrast in their appearances while playing is interesting to watch. Hanako looks closer at the board, her face on one of focused concentration. Lily, on the other hand, keeps her head level and maintains her calm neutrality. Lily's gentle voice addresses both of us as she continues to play. How was class now that the festival's over? I look to Hanako to see whether she answered first, but it seems she's doing the same. Not great. Half the class seemed to be dozing off, including the teacher, not to mention a test on top of that. Hanako quietly adds her own argument with that. I can imagine that being a bit difficult for you, being a transfer student. Well, I think I'm doing fine. Other than the shock of the test coming so early, science is probably my best subject. How do you do, Hanako? Me? Okay, I guess. Hanako, too sincere to be able to pull off lying very well. That much is obvious. Lily smiles slightly, Lily sips very slightly. Her reaction: Hanako mustn't be skilled enough at academics to do very well without preparation. How did your class handle it, Lily? It went surprisingly well, actually. One of the students was absent, which was better than what the teacher expected. With that topic all but run dry, they concentrate on the chess game once again. I can't say I ever liked the idea of chess as a spectacle sport, but given its unique nature, for one, I'm rapt in watching the game unfold. As time wears on, both of them demonstrate decent skills at playing the game. Having captured 2 more pawns than Hanako, Lily has the upper hand, but only slightly. With Hanako making strange moves with her queen, seizing upon the lapse in judgment, Lily takes the piece with her knight. Without hesitation, Hanako moves a pawn to take Lily's rook on the opposite side of the board and promotes it to the queen. Lily's face falters as her fingers move more the pieces, and she realizes that she just fell to Hanako's trap. It's a little distracting to have the board traced out after each move, but it is out of necessity. Judging by Hanako's lack of reaction, she must be used to this. She and Lily must have played at least a few games of chess against each other after all. Check! That's not bad at all. Nice, Hanako. The compliment causes her to flower in a surprise blush. Thank you. I didn't think it'd work. I look over to Lily, her fingers having just finished tracing out the position of her remaining pieces in an attempt to extract her king from the bind. I think this is checkmate. I take another look at the board to confirm. Sure enough, her king is nowhere to escape without being threatened by another piece. My early question as to which of them is better at this has just been answered. So it is. Lily gives a small sigh as Hanako smiles. From their reaction, this seems like a fairly usual result. How long have you two been playing? Since I was young. Lily nods at Hanako's brief answer. Hanako taught me how to play soon after I met her. I can beat her every now and then, but it's a rarity. I don't seem to have the right mindset for it. If Lily comes to Yamaku at the start of high school and met Hanako when she moved to the dorms, that means she's only been playing for about a year. After seeing Hanako's level of play, I'm not too surprised Lily has trouble beating her. But she's better at languages than I am, so... Lily gives an appreciative, if slight amused smile at Hanako's quick reveal of her compliment. Well, that's how it is. Much to everyone's surprise, the bell suddenly rings, hurling an end to the lunch break. The game lasted longer than I thought it did. Same, I guess we better get back to class. Hanako already in the middle of packing up, so I take Lily's bag and offer it to her. To my surprise, she takes it and nods, and then places it back down on the table. Hisao, may I make a request? Sure, go ahead. Would you mind if I were to quickly feel your face? No, go ahead, I don't mind. The question takes me severely off guard, but once again I regain my composure as if sensible enough. So far, Lily has no idea what I actually look like, and this would be her only way to find out. Ooh. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna screenshot this. Show image. Just give me a sec. There is the thumbnail. Okay. Lily raises her hand, in which I take in mine and guide to my face before letting go. The room is entirely silent as Lily's hand moves over and around my features, from my chin to my cheeks to everywhere else. I expect this feel a lot more disquieting than it does. I suppose the action is entirely a matter of practicality, being functionally no different to simply looking at someone's face. Her hand is soft, but what takes me by surprise is the length of her fingers. Not to mention how sure even the slightest of her movements are. I have no doubt that her level of tactile feeling would be far beyond mine. Her hand briefly runs once through my hair before retreating. I'm sure that every inch of my face has been committed to her memory. If only now, too, I realize Hanako has been silent watching the entire time. Thank you for letting me do that, Hisao. And if I may add, I think you're quite handsome. I blushed a little at the remark before raising a questioning eyebrow. But if you can't see how... Just because I can't see doesn't mean I don't have my own preferences. We better go now. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess we'll see you later then, Lily. Walking through the hallways back to our classroom, I noticed that Hanako seems quieter than before, but also more comfortable. Lily and her hand on Hanako's shoulder seems to be picking up on her assured pace as well, smiling as they walk. If I could spend the rest of my time at Yamaku like this, I don't think it'd be so bad. And that needed for joy are small exchanges of happiness after all. As I reach my desk and set my bag beside, I realize something, or rather, my stomach does. It was so busy with those two, I forgot to buy lunch. Aw, that was sweet. That was really sweet. Saturday, my second most favorite day of the week. This is almost entirely due to the fact that it is the day with the second least amount of school, with classes ending at the beginning of lunch. I opened my door confidently, myself being more than confident of being able to get enjoyment out of the fine weather and short class length. I confidently stride down the hallway and down the stairs to the lobby of the male's dorm. I confidently look behind me to see whose footsteps are approaching. I lose confidence in this day. I lost my confidence in this day being enjoyable. Hey man, sup? Not much, I guess just looking forward to the afternoon, you? He wraps his arms around my slumped shoulders far too comfortably. Something's up. Let's step outside, shall we? I was just about to before you stopped me. He doesn't take my reaction to his theatrics well. I ignore him. I walk outside and start down the steps. It doesn't take too long for him to catch up with me again. I wonder if he wants money or rants about some other conspiracy. Maybe both. I got a bone to pick with you. Uh-huh. It's about that blonde. You know the one I'm talking about. Conspiracy it is. As for I contemplate fretting ignorance, but realizing this will go quicker if I let him get it all out. Lily, the one from your class? You're on the first term. Named blah 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 blah. That's exactly how he said it. I didn't mess up. He looks positively shocked at this development. Did he not expect me to be able to answer? He gathers himself and coughs into his fist, dramatically like everything else he does. Well, never mind that. I'm here to warn you. You know, man to man. Warn me about what, Lily? Yeah, you don't know her, man. It's mostly true. I've only known her and Hanako for at least 2 weeks. And even when they've just been exchanging banal chatter about school while away lunch. Oh my god, what is this? Away lunch? What? Chatter about school as we while away lunch. Oh my god, that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. I might have messed it up, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure you don't either. That's not the point. You're the only one spending an inordinate amount of time with her. It distresses me that someone like Kenji, who probably as far out of the loop as anyone could possibly get, knows such a trivial fact as who I choose to befriend. Then again, I'm a transfer student. She's not only the representative of their class, but also a tall blonde. Maybe I should appreciate the ranting as a warning than the rumors mill existed in this school, that I firmly within it. It's just lunch, nothing special. Look, man, under the bridge. See under this bridge? You're under it. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do to get intel. I just want to make sure you don't end up too far under the bridge. You're losing me, Kenji. That's okay. A lot of people get lost. That's why I'm here to help. Just be careful around her, okay? She looks all harmless on the outside, dude, but I know, I've heard shit. Bad shit. You know the student council, right? He seems to involuntarily shudder as he says the words. Putting him and Shizune together in a room is an amusing mental exercise. I wonder if they've met. Yeah, Shizune and Misha are in the same class. I seem to have dodged that draft, though. Ah, good man. But this blonde, she was there in the student council, right damn there. And I see, and she's not there now. ... Seriously, think about it. Something must have gone down. I stopped walking for a moment, giving the idea more thought than I should probably. It would explain the fight that the two had at least in part. Wait, no, not really. Even leaving the student council would need a catalyst. In the end, it doesn't explain much at all, other than the fact that their feud goes back some ways. I guess you have a point. I'm not seeing how this really affects me, though. Okay, now fill this one. Lily's foreign, obviously. Obviously. Now what nationality is she? I open my mouth to give an answer, but realize I have none. In fact, I've given the matter very little thought. Given that she has no accent and acts perfectly Japanese, I suppose it never really seems important. Now that you mention it, I'm rather curious. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe English? They like tea. I probably shouldn't resort to stereotypes, but that's the only lead I have. You're not thinking. Luckily, you have me here to think for you. Geez, thanks. He brushes off the quip effortlessly. Now, answer me this. Who has a lot of social power and is filthy striking rich? You know blondes are all rich, right? Has a long history of disputes, used to belong to a much larger organization. The Roman Catholic Church? Well, okay, there's that one. But there's also the Mafia. Come on, rich, foreign, there's no way she doesn't have connections to them. I have reason to doubt the logic of his deduction, but he shows no signs of stopping. So, do you know where I think she's from? Italy? Mainland Italy, small time, dude. She has to be from Sicilia, and those mafioso types come from there. Wait, no, Russia! Damn it, this could be bad. The mafia there is serious businessman. KGBT, everything. Permiliers, hardcore smuggling, and... Wait, stop. Just slow down a sec. What point are you trying to get at here? You don't know what she'll do, man. I won't get in your way. Agents don't operate like that. But I just want you to be careful. When the time comes, you'll need the help we can get it. I don't want to lose you, comrade. Well, at least he's concerned for me, kind of. I wave him goodbye and separate respective classrooms. I'm not sure that he sees the gesture. Alright, I think it's a good time to stop. Let me just save. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. And remember, if you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and ring that bell for more notifications. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and remember, Bacchus, stay stinky!